So that always helps. And with that business plan, you should have a budget or a forecast. Because if you don't have that, again, why are you hiring? So you should know where you're going. Always recommend seeking out professional advice, whether it be your financial planner, your accountant, your banker, whoever it is. Get advice. A lot of people give that stuff for free. You take advantage of it. Use it. And then another key piece is to monitor your results. A lot of people, I'll create a budget. I got a budget. Yeah, it's great. And I got a business plan. But you're not monitoring your actual results versus your budget. So do you really know if you're doing better or do you not? So those are things that you should keep in mind and help you create a successful plan going forward with your new employees. So that's what I've got here. I've got some business cards I'll put on the back there if you need contact information or anything. Thank you guys very much. I look forward to seeing you at future meetings. Any questions?
That 8 to 15% you put up on the first slide, was that including the FICA?
That's including FICA and Medicare is 7.65. Yep.
Okay, so the unemployment could be anywhere from 1 or 0.5% to...
Correct. The 0.5% is somebody who's established, doesn't have any results against them. That's the lowest rate Minnesota has. I believe new employers, it's about 2.5% for that first year if you're in a low risk. If you're in a high risk, I believe it's 8% or something like that. So that's where that 15% really comes in there.
And it can change from year to year.
Yes, it does.
What are the most common mistakes people make in the accounting side when they're trying to deal with
hiring the new employee?
Yeah.
The most common mistake is they don't know why they're hiring the employee. They're just hiring an employee. Oh, I need a secretary. Well, why do you need that secretary? How is that going to make you more efficient? How is that going to help your company? And that's what we run into a lot. They just think they need to have a secretary so they can go out and they can be more productive. But is that secretary really helping you, or is that other person really helping you?
So it's anything to do with measuring. I'm looking at like rules of thumb that if you're profitable at this level, you can think about hiring a salesperson, but you shouldn't hire that salesperson unless you know that you can do this.
It varies by industry, kind of a rule of thumb. In the mortgage industry, when I was in there, we looked at $100,000. So if you look at your number of employees, you look at your sales, every person should make you $100,000. Gross, not net, of course. In other industries, it could vary between $50,000 or $60,000 an employee up to $200,000 an employee. It just depends on. It really depends on the industry. Manufacturing is typically lower because you need more labor. It's more labor intensive. Versus service industries can be a little bit higher. Yes.
Do you come across with your clients misclassification of employees a lot from 1099 employees to?
That's a major sticking point.
Big penalty.
Yeah, it's a major sticking point with the IRS. It's the classifying between contract and employee. They may get in. I don't know if HR is going to get into that later.
They'll be getting
so I'll kind of
way.
save that for her. But yes, that is a major sticking point. Yeah.
For budgeting, I've heard that you should budget somewhere in the ballpark of 30% overhead or even 50%. If they're 30, should we be planning on somewhere in the ballpark of 45 to cover their expense?
Yeah, depending on, again, what industry you're in, but 30%, 25%, those are pretty good numbers for admin overhead. Okay, I'm a smaller business. I've got 3 employees, so we look at that. We're at 25 to 30%. Some places I've seen as high as 50. One of the manufacturing companies I worked at, they were at 40%. So it really, and he liked it higher because he could go out and do more things. He could go off and do whatever he wanted. But that's why he had it a little bit higher.
And that's a percentage just you attribute to the cost of the employee. That's not your fixtures, furniture, equipment, office, all that.
That's correct. That's just to the cost of the employee. Benefits, generally benefits, the employee's salaries, and then the required fees to IRS in the state.
So just to clarify, 1.25 the salary includes benefits, FICA, FUTA, unemployment, all that.
Correct. That's correct. And typically, if you're paying, medical, dental insurance, those type of things, for 1.25 is usually pretty good. Great. Anything else?
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you guys very much.